Welcome Calculus 1 Spring 2015 students to your online Calculus 1 course. My name is Robert D. Giovanni. I'm the instructor for this class, and I'm going to use this orientation as an opportunity to acquaint you with the course, the requirements of the course, get down to the specifics of how you'll actually be going about learning in this class. And it's all going to start out at the main Northwest Vista website. And I'm hoping you're somewhat familiar with the Northwest Vista's website, but I'll take you step by step here. What you want to do is click on this tab, Log into ACES, and then you'll be putting in a username and password. Now, if you have any questions about your username and password, you can click here, or you can click in here to get your ACES username. All right, so let me go ahead and log in. Okay, so what you'll want to do now when you get to a screen like this is you'll find a tab up here called My Courses. Click on that, and then make sure you're looking at the spring semester here, and then scroll down and find your Calculus 1 class. This is actually what I'm teaching this semester, doing a Calculus 1 face-to-face, a Calculus 1 online, that's you, Cal 2 face-to-face, and then 3 other courses. So I'm going to click on your course, Calculus 1. And it will bring you to our main page for the class, which is called our Canvas homepage. Canvas is the actual learning management system that we use at Northwest Vista. All your courses should have some sort of representation here. If you look at courses, it should bring up whatever classes you're taking right now. I'm going to start off by showing you a couple of things up here in the top right-hand corner. First of all, you have an inbox. When I send a class an email, it'll appear here, and then there will be a number next to it showing you how many emails you have. Over here you can see I have a couple of emails. The dots mean I have not read them. If there's not a dot next to it, then it means I've already checked it. So I've got a couple of emails. I can click on those and read those. If I want to send an email, I click on Compose a New Message, figure out which course I want to send an email in. So this is your class. I'm going to say here. I'm going to act like I'm a student here. I'm going to bring up the list of people. I want to email the teacher in the class, and that would be Robert D. Giovanni. Then you could type in the subject. Go ahead and just click this box all the time, and then you could type whatever message you have for me. You can also include an attachment, or you can even do webcam videos if you'd like. So that's how you'd send me an email. And just remember that if I send you something, it should appear here. You can also navigate through, check what you've sent, unread messages, and then you can even filter down by course. So that's the email. Now this next thing I want to show you, settings. This is real important. A couple of things you can do to set up your Canvas. You can go to your profile. You can adjust your profile, add another picture, put in little comments. You can also, let me get on settings here. This is a really convenient thing. Officially, we communicate through Canvas. So when you send me an email, you want to go through this little inbox here, send me something, or if I send you an email, it's going to come here. We're not going to use any external email addresses to communicate. However, if you'd like to receive notifications to your other email addresses, so let's say you have a Yahoo account, and you want your Yahoo account to let you know when something happens within your course, what you can do is you can add an email address to the default one, which is your alamo.edu one. So you just add an email address, type in the email address, and you register that email address. You can see I've registered my Yahoo email address here. I can also add another contact like phone number, so I receive text messages or something. So once you've added alternative ways to be contacted, then you can go to notifications. And in notifications, what you can do here is look at the different types of activities that could happen within a course. Let me see. For example, let's say you want to know if there's a discussion posting. Well, if there's a discussion posting, you can see this email address is set right now that as soon as someone posts something or does a discussion, I'm going to get an email immediately, ASAP. I can change that to have a daily summary instead, so I'm not getting a bunch of emails throughout the day. I can just say, at the end of the day, send me a summary of what happened. I'm going to leave it as this. But then what's cool is for your other email addresses and your cell phone number, you can do the same thing. So I can say, you know, send me an email whenever there's a discussion change here, or text me. Now, I don't want that, but that's something you could do. So to be clear, everything is done officially through here, through your Canvas email, which is through here, but you can set up alternative ones just so you kind of get a heads up that something's going on in the class. The only drawback to this is that whatever settings you have here, they're global. So if you're taking multiple courses, then whatever settings you have will apply to all courses. You cannot do it specifically for one course. At least that's the way it's set up right now. Okay, so those are a couple of things I want to show you with the settings. Now let me take you to your class, which is here. And what I'd like to do is change the view here. So I'm going to go in and look at this as a student. So you can see kind of what it's going to look like for you. Okay, so this is what the course should look like. Notice my inbox went away because I'm just representing myself as a test student here. This is what you'll see though. You've got a couple of things over here. We'll go through those. But this is our main page to the class. And I'll get to the course map in a second. Let me look at these down here, your administrative links. The orientation video, that's what you're watching right now. If you need to go back and watch that again, you'll be able to access it through here. The syllabus, click on that, it'll take you to what's this thing called Concourse. This is where your syllabus is contained. And even though you can read, I am going to go through this because this is my opportunity to make clear the things that you should be aware of in this class. So we are in a full spring semester here. We are Math 2413, Section 24. It's a 4-hour credit course. We do have 2 on-campus meetings for this class. One of them is on Saturday, March 28th, 9 a.m., Juniper Hall, room 111A, and that is at Northwest Vista College. You will be coming in to take an exam, and that will most likely be a paper and pencil exam. And I'll get to that more when I get to the schedule, but be aware that you will come for that test and for your final exam, which is exam 4, on a Saturday again, and you'll take your test. Those are the only 2 times we have to meet face-to-face. You need to allow yourself 3 to 4 hours to complete the exams because they are long. In the event that you live out of town or cannot make it to the exam, you are allowed to secure a proctor. That means you need to find someone at a local library, a local college, somebody who can administer the exam for you, someone who has the ability to give you, well, you know what? You actually do not need access to a computer for this test because you'll do it paper pencil. But once you find a proctor, you have to email me the proctor's contact information. That means I need their name, their phone number, their email address, where they're located. And then what I do is I turn around, I call them, I chat with them, talk to them about what they need to do, and we set up a date and a time for you to take the test. I must have proctor information from you 2 weeks prior to the exam. So you've got to give me a heads up. You can't be sending me an email the day before the exam and saying, hey, you know, I have a proctor. It's just not enough time for me to get things situated. So usually it takes me about a week to a week and a half to get everything coordinated with a proctor. Now, if you do not plan on completing this course, if for some reason you need to drop the class, this is the last day to drop it, April 17th. And that's, I believe 5 p.m. is the deadline. But what I'll need you to do is give me 24 hours heads up. So just send me an email if you want to drop the class, and I'll be happy to do that through my system. You won't have to come on campus or anything like that. So just be aware. There's the deadline, and give me a day heads up if you want me to drop you. Okay, next thing, some contact information. This is just the math department information. That's where the math department's located. That's the phone number. But here's my information. Like I said, my name is Robert DiGiovanni. As you can see from my schedule, I do teach full-time here at Northwest Vista, which means that I will be in my office, as you'll see, for office hours later. Here's my email address. Again, we communicate through Canvas, through that little inbox, but if for some reason you can't can't get into Canvas or something, you have to get in touch with me, that's the email address that you could send something to. Just be aware, if you send something to me through your Yahoo account or your Hotmail account or something like that, there is always that chance that it's going to be filtered out by our automatic spam filter that we have in our email system. So if you send me an email and it's urgent and I don't get back to you, most likely I never got it. So what you'll need to do is you'll have to take the time to give me a call or something to let me know what's going on. Okay, next thing, my office is in Juniper Hall, room 1110. My cell phone number is here if you need to get in touch with me. Cell phone number is probably the easiest way to get in touch with me, but again, it's not really an official way to get in touch with me. Like if you're trying to request a proctor or something like that, I mean, the best thing to do is send me an email. But the text messaging is good if you need to ask me a question about a homework problem or something. That's definitely a way you can get in touch with me. Just make sure that you include your name, what class you're in, and then what it is I can do to help you. My office hours. So I plan on being in my office for open office hours, which means students can walk in and get help on anything they want. But my office hours are limited. I have 10 hours per week that I am in my office. They are Monday through Thursday from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m., Monday and Wednesday from 1 to 3 p.m., and then Fridays 10 to 12. I can also make an appointment if you need to, if for some reason all those times conflict with your life. If I'm free, I will be happy to meet up with you. So the materials you need for this course. To access this course, I'm going to show you where you're going to go, but there's a place that you go to actually do your math and your homework and your quizzes and a couple of exams that you do online. It's all using this website called Webassign. And to get in there, you're going to need this right here. This is your key, class key, and this is where you'll go to do it. I will take you through that process in just a moment. What this does is it gives you access to an electronic book. So you don't have to buy the book, but if it's one of those things where you like to have the book, here's the ISBN of the textbook that this course is based off of. And again, no need to purchase it, but if you want it, that's the ISBN you would use. All right, so course description. This is a first course in calculus, so these are the topics that we'll cover. Prerequisite for this course is pre-calculus with a C or better, or somehow you got permission. Course objectives are here, outcomes are here. I'll let you read through those. Let's get to the grade. So we have a standard grading scale for A, B, C, D, and F. This course fulfills mathematical foundational component area, blah, blah, blah. Here's the breakdown of the grade. So what you're going to do is you're going to have a bunch of homework assignments that you do at home on your computer. Those are 10% of your grade. Then you have one exam you take at home. That's going to be 15%. You come on campus for another exam. That'll be 30%. Another at-home test, 15%. And then you have your exam for final exam, which is 30%. So a large portion of your grade are the 2 exams that you come in to take, and that's just because you need to verify that you are the one who's doing the work and that you are capable of doing the work. So that's why it's so heavily loaded with the on-campus exams. Then we have these things called Biosig verifications. You do not have, they are not part of your grade, but they have to be done. Okay, if you don't do these, you can't pass the class. So it's an automatic F if you're not doing the Biosig verifications. I will show you that in a moment. Attendance policy. I just have a policy. If you miss more than 4 deadlines, so we have deadlines throughout the semester. If you miss more than 4, then you may be dropped from the course, or I could possibly fail you in the class. Tutoring, there is tutoring available, but because the tutors vary also, if you do go to get that free tutoring, they usually have a calendar of when their tutors are there, and what you want to do is ask the tutoring lab, who are their good calculus tutors, and that way you can kind of see who fits into your schedule. 6 drop rule. Something that Texas legislature passed in 2007. I won't go through this, but you can click here to read about it. SOBI, another thing that I have to have in here. I won't read through it. Let's get to the schedule. So this is kind of hard to read in this format. I have a different way that you can read this, but I have the task, the due date, the location, and the time, and then whether or not it's been done or not. So I will show you this in a different format right now, but I have to put it in here, so here's the schedule. I'll go to that in just a second. Here's a couple of other items I have to have in here that I'll let you read through. Those are institutional policies, and that's it. So that's pretty much the syllabus. Be aware you have deadlines for everything. So, okay, so let's get to the schedule. So the schedule, if you click on that link, it's going to download a PDF of your schedule. And the reason I did the course this way is because I thought that this would be something that you could print out. And once you print it out, what you can do is go through it and you can just check things off as you go. And this is what, a 5-page document? Oh, I think the 5th page is blank. Yeah, oops, that was a mistake on my part. So it's really only about 4 pages. But the way it works is as follows. You look at your assignment, your task, and then you have the date that it's due. So I kind of clump these things together. You've got a bunch of stuff due on the 23rd, then on the 25th, then on the 1st of February, and then so on and so forth. You can see when your first exam is, and you just work through the whole semester, right? Checking things off as you go. The first assignment that you have is what's called the Webassign Enrollment, which means you have to enroll into that website I told you about, which I gave you the key for, and that's due on the 23rd. Where is it located? It's on the Webassign website. It's due at 11:59 p.m. of that date. Then you also have a Biosig enrollment assignment that you have to do. That again is due at the same date, same time, and it's done through Canvas, which I already took you to. Then you have a homework assignment that's done on Webassign, and then you have what's called the homework syllabus confirmation, which is done on Webassign. And then you just keep moving through these, all right, and it tells you where they are. Now let's see, when we get to, where's that exam 2? There it is, exam 2 on campus, March 28th at Northwest Vista College, room JH111A at 9 a.m. So I hope that makes sense. Big thing is just print this out so you can kind of follow through it as you go. And then formula sheets. You're allowed to bring these formula sheets to your exams, and I would print them out. It's, I believe, like what, 6 pages worth of formulas. You're allowed to have these on both of your exams that you do face-to-face. So it's your responsibility to print these out and bring them with you. I will not provide those. Then course notes. You know, let me see if I want to do it this way. Well, I'll click on it. This is where a bunch of stuff is for this class. You'll find all sorts of stuff here. There's class notes, course notes, homework solutions, old exams, other solutions from the past. Here's that schedule that I showed you. Here's the formulas again. So that's just like a link to all the different files I have for the class. So let me get back to that home page. Okay. Let's take a look at the most important link on this page, which is what I'm calling the course map. This is basically your schedule. So here it is. Here's the entire semester. So the way that I envision this is going to work for you is as follows. You come in here and you say, all right, I need to do my Webassign enrollment. All right, it's due on the 23rd. Let me click on that. It's going to take me to Webassign, and I'm going to go do that assignment. So I have not shown you what to do here yet. So let's just go through the process of what it means to get enrolled, because that is the first thing I'm supposed to do, get enrolled. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to, since it's my first time in here, I'm going to enter the class key. And so now I type in that Northwest Vista. Then there was a set of 4 numbers, 4318, and then 5713. I click submit, and it's going to verify that this is the class, Math 2413, Section 24. Robert D. Giovanni, that is correct. Yes, this is my class. And then if I already have an account, a Webassign account, I can just say I already have one, or I need to create one. So let me see what happens if I say I already have one. It may not let me do this because I'm an instructor, but I'll try. Northwest Vista, yeah, it didn't let me because I'm a student. So what I would do, I'm going to show you this. I'm going to create a new account, and then I go through this whole process of creating a logon name and password and stuff, first name, last name. Make sure your first name, last name is the one that's on my official roster. Don't use any nicknames. The email address here, I would use your alamo.edu one. You do not need a student number. And then create the account. Now, I can't take you any further through this, but what I will say is that if you need any help, right, I have a class key. It'll take you through here, and it'll take you through you know, what you need to do in order to get registered. And this is where you'll actually pay to get, you don't pay for a book, you pay for access to this. So you'll need a credit card. I believe that they do allow you to have temporary access if you're not ready to pay for things, where they give you like a certain number of days before you have to pay. But again, I can't go in as a student right now to do that, to show that to you. I'm going to assume you can do this. You get your account set up. Once you're set up, then you can log in, and let me go ahead and log in here. Now this is going to look a lot different than what it's going to look like for you. Let me try the student view. Yeah, student view, there's going to be nothing here. And the reason why is because you can't see it. You're not allowed to see this until the 20th of January because that's when the semester officially starts. But I can show you what it's going to look like kind of from, you know, by just going as the instructor. So let me show you. You're basically going to have, so it's going to look like this. Where are all your assignments? There they are. So you're going to have all your different assignments here. And then you're going to have, let's see, your ebook. So if you click on the ebook, it brings up the ebook. And so what you can do is you can pick the section you're in and open it up, and there's the page to the book, and then you can make it bigger. Then you can, I believe you can close this, and then you can zoom it out even more, and you can actually read through the textbook this way. So that's the book. So be sure you always know you have the book there. And then you have the different homework assignments. So let me go back to the course map. You're supposed to enroll. Once you get enrolled, that's done, so you check it off. Then you have the Biosig enrollment, which we haven't done. I will show you that. The homework getting started on Webassign, that was this homework right here. It's very important you do that homework assignment because it is going to show you how Webassign works, how you put answers in to Webassign, things like that. Then there's another homework, syllabus confirmation. I won't show you that, but you'll click on that. That's basically a yes or no question. You understand the course requirements, blah, blah, blah. And that will appear here. I have not created it, so I need to put it in here for you, but it should appear somewhere in here for you. And let me show you a homework assignment just so you get an idea of what it looks like. You know what? Preview this assignment. So here's the question. This particular question is a yes or no. Then it goes, then you can get a solution for it after you do it. And then here's more problems, blah, blah, blah. I'm not going to show you the whole assignment. Okay, so that is the, oh man, I lost it. Okay, it's all right. I wanted to come back to this anyway. So you work through this. This Biosig enrollment assignment, let me tell you what that is. That is something that the college started about a semester ago. On all online courses, we are required to, at some points throughout the semester, make you go into this thing, Biosig. I think it's going to give me an error. Maybe, yeah, it's going to give me an error because I'm a test student. But what you're going to do is you're going to get this set up, and you're going to create what's called a Biosig, which is going to be, you're going to use your like mouse or something, and you're going to like write, I think it's 4 numbers down, and then save that. And then throughout the semester, as you are going through, you will have these Biosig assignments that are due on certain dates, and you have to go in and you have to go put in your 4 numbers with your mouse, and it somehow can make sure that it's you doing it and not someone else. And it's just for credibility here to say that you were the one going in at that point in time. And you know, it's the college's way of trying to verify that people who are doing the course are actually the people who are enrolled. So just FYI, those are, I think there's 6 or 7 of them throughout the semester. You just click on them and you go to them. But that first one will be where you enroll, where you actually create your 4-digit account. So once you're in as yourself, you'll be able to do it again as a test student. I can't really show you. All right, now those first 4 things that are due on the 23rd are all administrative things. Let me show you now how the course is actually going to work. So the 25th, which is, let's see, we start on the 20th, so that's going to be the Sunday. The first Sunday, you already have a couple of homework assignments due. So you do that Biosig verification, and then, you know, how are you going to learn this class? Well, here's how things are going to go. First thing you're going to do is you're going to watch what's called a course video. This course video is a video that I made. Whoa.
Okay, our first
videos is really
functions and limits.
And I apologize for that.
In this chapter, we're going to cover the 6 sections.
I didn't have as good technology as I do now.
A little bit. We'll start out with section 1.1, which is
so what I'm going to do
values,
is I'm going to mute this. But what I'm doing is I'm going through and I'm explaining the different topics. I'm giving you graphs, giving you animations, and you can try and make this bigger so it's a little easier to see what I'm doing. I know it's still even hard there, but the idea here is that you're watching a video that is covering the topics of that section. And once you've watched that video for 1.1, okay, you come back over here, you say, okay, I've watched that course video for 1.1, I check it off. Then I go to the course video for 1.2. I watch that one. Again, more stuff here. There's lots of cool stuff because I use these animations. And then after that, you're going to watch what's called my class video. So what I did is a few semesters ago, I recorded my lectures and I put those lecture videos out here. So you'll see how this is going to work. This was an actual classroom setting. So what I will warn you is that for these class videos, these videos were taken in a class a few semesters ago. So if I'm talking about homework assignments or quizzes or exams or anything like that, this is not pertaining to you. You are only watching these videos for the content, for what I'm doing as far as examples. So this was the first video. Probably I went through an orientation with the students. So let me get to where things begin. Yeah, they begin in here. So, boy, things are running slow here. My YouTube appears to be hung up. Oh, there it goes. So at some point within the video, I will be doing examples. And what I did is in my class lecture, I just projected this on the board and I write on a tablet and I'm actually going through and showing students, you know, how to solve problems. I could actually tell you that my parabola looks like this, doesn't it? Okay, so you can see it's me talking and then the video and me writing and using different colors. So you're supposed to watch this video for 1.2 and 1.1 and 1.2. Once you've watched that video, check it off. Now you're ready to go attempt the homework. And so you click on homework and it's going to bring up Webassign, you log in, and then you go try that homework for 1.1. You can also try the homework for 1.2. After that, check it off. Then I also made videos that are, again, YouTube videos of me working through the homework on Webassign that you're going to be doing and actually explaining how things happen. And if I'm not mistaken, let's see how I do this. If I'm not mistaken, I believe, yeah, I write down on the screen as I go. So like I'm writing things down here. Let me unmute it. All the way up to here. So from -2 to +3. Okay, so I'm going through the Webassign homework and I'm explaining how to do it. So that should really help you when it comes to doing these 2 homework assignments because I have help for both of them, 1.1 and 1.2. So all of this together is hopefully enough. You combine that with the ebook you have, you combine it with, you going and Googling something, or maybe going to Khan Academy. All that together should be enough for you to get through this material. And then what we do is the next week, I believe it's about a week later, you have another set of homework due. You have course video for 1.3. Notice here I tell you to watch the class video for 1.3 and 1.4. You actually only need to watch the material on 1.3. In other words, this section, this week's worth of work, is only over 1.3, but my class video, I actually covered 2 sections that day. So if you just watch the 1.3 material, then do your homework on 1.3, you can get help on 1.3 homework with that video, then that's all you need. Then on the next week, you'll do the 1.4 and the 1.5. So again, you can see my class video we already did 1.3, so you only have to watch the 1.4. And then since this is only covering 1.4 and 1.5, you only need to watch the 1.5 part of this. I apologize that it's broken up that way, or that it's not broken up section by section, but that's the way the videos are. And, it's worked in the past. See how it goes with you. You do the homework for 1.4 and 1.5, then there's the help. Then you move to 1.6, video, help, and then, let's see, after that you have an exam. And that exam will be online, and there will be a link to it. It'll be through Webassign again. You'll log in like you did your homework. It'll be there. It's not there yet. I'll make that exam, put it up there later. Then you start Chapter 2, work through Chapter 2 the same way, Chapter 2, same thing. This section right here, 2.6 and 2.7, there's some really hard problems in here. So I included multiple examples of a certain type of problem in there. These are just more YouTube videos. You can see that's where they're contained. Then you do your homework, and then here's your help, and I have like 3 videos for help here. And then you have your on-campus exam right here. That exam will cover everything up through 2.7. And then we move on to the second part of the semester. Again, working through things. You're keeping track of when things are due. There's your 3rd exam. Your 3rd exam is almost at the end of the semester because our final is on the 16th. Your 3rd exam is on the 9th. So a lot of material, the final exam is going to cover a lot of material that was on exam 3, and it will actually be cumulative, so it will cover the entire semester. So just be aware of that. After this 3rd exam, we're only covering one other section. All right, so let's see if that makes sense. That's the course map. I hope that I've explained that in a way that makes sense. Okay, we've done the course map. We've done all this stuff here. We have a discussion board for this course. So if you wish to talk about, troubles you're having with problems or anything like that, or you want to get some help, this is a good place to come to get help from myself or from other classmates. I encourage you to help each other out, form study groups, try and see if there's anyone that has a similar schedule to yours. Maybe you can meet on the weekends. It's where you go to communicate with each other, all right? So you can talk about math stuff, or you can talk about course stuff. Math stuff like, hey, I'm having trouble with derivatives, the product rule is really bothering me. Anyone have any suggestions? Course questions, things like, hey, what was it that he said that we could, when was that final exam, or, things like that. Your grades in the class will be posted here. So you have all the different things. You'll have your Biosigs. Remember, these are not part of your grade, but you will have to get a score for those. And then you have exam 1, 2, 3, and 4. Then your homework average. There are no quizzes in this class. All right. So people, this is a way that you can link up with your classmates. You can find people in your class. I believe if you click on somebody, you can then email them. Just make sure you keep everything professional. Right. We're not here to bug each other. We're here to help each other. And then if you click on files, again, that takes you back to that page I had shown you where I have a bunch of stuff here. So getting back to this, remember in those, not the class videos, but the course videos, those course videos, I have PDFs of those, so you can actually print these out. So let me show you what this looks like. So as I was doing my course videos, I was going through something that looked like this. This is the actual entire Chapter 1, everything. So if you so desired, you could print this whole thing out and have it next to you as you're watching the videos. Then when I was in class and I had those class videos, I actually have videos files that match up with those. So I know the dates on these don't really help you, but if you open this up, what will happen is you will see everything that I had been writing down. Okay, so you remember that picture where I drew that? There it is right there. So you could actually print that out if you wanted to. And so everything I wrote down, I saved to a file, and here it is. And I believe they're in chronological order, so you should have everything you need there for the class notes. Go back to this. Homework solutions. Oh, there's only one homework solution. 4.4, there's no video for 4.4. So you have to download this, and I won't do it. But that's the only thing there. It's homework solutions. Oh, man, I want to go to files. Let's see, old exams. So here's some old exams I had. You can go ahead and look at those if you'd like, give you an idea. Now just be careful, because just because the name of the exam is exam 2, it does not mean it's the same as your exam 2. Like if it was a summer class, like this one was summer, they only had 2 exams. They didn't have 4 exams. So what's more important for you is to look at these and to get an idea of what type of problems I was asking. What else? Let's see here. Solutions. So I have some solutions. Let's see what I've gotten here. Some old exam solutions. What else? Okay, and then the schedule and things like formulas. So we've already been through that. Okay, let's see. I feel like I'm missing something very important here. I believe I've covered it all. Let's see. I could say that really, you know, in the teaching, this is only the 3rd full semester that we've actually offered Calculus 1 online, because Cal 1 online is a very difficult course for students that struggle with math. I mean, there's a huge time commitment here. The amount of video that I'm asking you to watch is significant. And this is what I ask of a face-to-face class. I ask them to watch a course video, 2 course videos that I already made, and then we come to class. And each class is an hour and 40 minutes long. So you're looking at, you know, for 1 week, you're looking at probably, I don't know, 6 hours of video, okay, to watch. And I've had students in the past tell me, well, you know, I just didn't have the time or the patience to watch all your videos. It was just too much. Well, I understand that, but you might struggle, okay? You can't just go and try and do these homework problems. Go to Khan Academy, watch a 5-minute video on the topic, and feel like you've mastered it, okay? I'm trying to offer you as an online student a similar experience to what it is face-to-face. And so my expectation is that you are going to go through these videos, and that by doing so, you're going to get a very similar, I guess, base of knowledge that my students face-to-face would receive. So please be aware of the time commitment here. If you feel like it's too much, then I suggest you drop the class. What else? I am teaching, let me double check this. I am teaching a Cal 1 face-to-face. So what I will do, and I haven't done it yet, but what I will do here is I will add a link that will take you to my Calculus 1 class, my face-to-face one, so that you can kind of see what I'm doing face-to-face this semester. It won't match your course exactly. I'm going to try and make it match as close as I possibly can, but it'll be another resource where you can look at my most recent videos that I'm doing like this semester. So I'll put that here. I'll call it, you know, class videos from my face-to-face this semester, and it'll just be here. And what it'll do is it'll link you to my YouTube channel. Here's my YouTube channel. And what I have in my YouTube channel, my playlists, are all these different videos. So like I have videos from all my lectures from Cal 2 spring 2015. These are my past ones. My fall 2014, I've got a Cal 1 there. You could go here, and you could actually watch my videos for last semester's Cal 1 classes. And, you know, I don't break them down by topic, but what you could do is just click one and see where I am on the schedule, and then kind of see where that is with you. Like, let me just show you, day 18. See what I did on day 18. Giving them their homework assignment. See what I'm covering here. Probably shouldn't have done that. By the way, these YouTube videos will appear kind of blurry, and you give it a few seconds and it should clear up. I must be talking or something. Why am I not getting it? There, see how it cleared up? Okay. There we go, 3.6 hyperbolic trig functions. So that's where I was. And then you go through and watch that lecture. Not sure why.
Where that comes into,
there
where the catenary comes into.
Just keep in mind that my class videos here are actually
Chapter 4 is
if I'm
all
talking about exams or anything like that. I'm not referring to you, all right? But it's just more resources for you. All right, well, I believe that's it. If you have any questions about the requirements of the course, please make sure you contact me as soon as possible. And good luck. Please reach out for help. I'm here always to assist you. And yeah, that's it. Good luck. Let's have a good semester.